Hello everyone, welcome back to Dark Heresy. Last time, the warband engaged in experimental surgery on Edir Robo Eclectic. In doing so, everything went right, despite the difficulties, and, well, you now have a fully functional Eclectic. She has she has the full use of her faculties, her memories of both lives, and can no longer be influenced by the Cyclone Lords. Indeed, after a impassioned plea by a Shadra, Eloa has made it so that even she is almost completely unable to influence Eclectic. Now, some mild hip-breaking later, had a nice little chat. And when I say little, I mean it went on for quite a while, as these
As you
this,
do.
yeah. And you decided not to feed Space Hitler to her.
Only because I think it'll give her indigestion. On every other level, I think this is probably a great idea.
Yeah.
It solves all of our problems in one very nice, tight little package.
Stop it. Get some help.
I have help. His name is Jocks, and he murders everything for me.
And it wouldn't solve all of your problems, but certainly a chunk of them. I mean, wouldn't solve the Frank situation or the impending Black Crusade.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright, that's a thing.
yeah, those are outside the scope of things I can fix at this particular moment, but the immediate problems of Mecha Hitler.
It's fine. All you would have to do is feed Abaddon to Eclectic.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Can we
hold
do
on here.
that?
Would that work?
I mean, if he's been eaten by a space robot, he can't lead Black Crusades anymore, can he?
Well, yeah, I mean, but does she gain Abaddon's powers, or does he just get eaten because he's organic?
I mean, what would you say are Abaddon's powers?
Failure?
Being a massive fuck up. High five.
Theoretically, Abaddon is so cool and awesome that all the Chaos Gods fight over him for all time. So there's something going on there. It's just not readily apparent to the rest of the galaxy.
Right, yes. So she'll gain the awesome and mighty powers of a PR department.
Yeah. She'll get somebody at Games Workshop to do a glow up on her.
And ironically, having the powers of a PR department in the Inquisition might be useful.
I mean, it works for us.
It does, doesn't it?
Please ignore the execution force, but yeah.
That's just a sign that your PR department is working. People have noticed you. They care and are interested.
It's true, we're getting engagement. It's not the engagement we want, but it's still doing numbies.
Yeah.
Now we just need to take over this warp gate so I can walk into the Imperial Palace and bitch slap the entire Senatorium. Although, actually, that does
Totally
remind
the
me,
good
I had a...
This is a house.
Yeah, well, we'll start lining up, motherfuckers. But anyway, that does remind me, I had a brilliant idea of what Juno should do as she gets control of the warp gate. But we'll save that for later. Unlikely event I somehow succeed.
Yes. Yeah. Beyond that, you traveled through the warp once more, navigating space and time like it's your bitch.
Kinda is our bitch, isn't it?
As long as we make short warp jumps, yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And, well, you have emerged from the future into the past. Congratulations. Space whales have not eaten you yet.
Which totally exist, by the way.
Yes.
And ironically, those do exist.
Yes.
You can get a tooth of one as a sword in Rogue Trader.
It's pretty
Jesus
awesome.
fucking Christ. Holy fuck.
Or actually, it might have been a Void Kraken. Anyway, it's
Same
you know,
difference.
a
Wait.
space monster sword.
Does a kraken even have teeth? Shouldn't it have a beak?
Ah.
I mean, the Void Kraken beak would also be a cool, like, power hammer, but...
No, it wouldn't be a power hammer, please. It'd be a fist weapon.
Ah, yes, of course, of course.
You have the mighty pinchies.
Give him the clamps!
So yeah. So the warband. Oh, as the Vigil and the Minute to Midnight re-emerge into real space, you can make a week or so cruise from Mandeville Point into the inner system of Gethsemane. There are many ships. A significant chunk of the sector battle fleet is here, including the flagship itself, the Divine Right. That will be your destination, most like, as that is where the Lord Admiral. Oh, that is where the Lord Admiral holds court in her dual roles as, well, Lord Admiral and as Sector Governor. But it's not just Imperial ships. Rather, well, it's not just Imperial Navy ships.
I was about to say.
I mean, it is also not just Imperial ships, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Oh dear.
About a day's real space cruise ahead of you, there is the Eternal Flame. Even with your time travel, your little trip to Spandex has allowed it to catch up with you and slightly overtake. And further in, there are, of course, rogue trader ships, independent vessels, and carefully isolated within the formation a lean grey ship. Astartes strike cruiser. Colours and heraldry mark it as belonging to the Space Wolves.
Oh
Vilka
no!
Fenrica, the Emperor's wild hunting hounds. Some respectful distance away from the Imperial flotilla, there are a couple of Tau vessels. Diplomatic classes, not warships. Well, inasmuch as one can say that any Tau ship isn't a warship. No grand battleships here. Emissary classes and merchant escorts. Some other ships with them, colours of the Militum Nox. If there was any doubt from the message, now you have proof of it with your very eyes. The ceasefire you negotiated with the town appears to be holding, at least on the surface. Oh, doubtless the Imperial Navy, let alone the Space Wolves, are rankled by the arrangement.
Yes, well, when they can shove Abaddon back into his prolapse, well, then, we can deal with that problem. But for right now, deal.
Yeah. What do?
Send an ASCII doggo wave as an opening greeting as we hutter towards the fleet.
Oh my god, we're insane.
Look, I'm from House Lupus. What do you want?
I had forgotten what any of this is like. Holy shit.
Or receive a polite message asking that you do not send memes on official channels.
Sent it out in the open, not on official channels. Now you know.
As far as the Imperial Navy is concerned, all channels are official channels. If they hear it, it belongs to the Emperor.
Luckily, you can just hide behind being a rogue trader.
Basically.
You will also
Inquisitor,
get...
please, this is serious.
Essentially, yes. That's what they were saying.
That's Captain Inquisitor to you.
Look, just trying to be friendly, alright?
Also, get a message from messages from the Eternal Flame and from the Mother of Invention directly, welcoming you. Just generally being pleased to see you.
Juno shall return heartfelt greetings. And yeah, maximum speed towards the M of I. Assuming that's closer than the Divine Right anyway.
They're about equidistant.
Ah, well.
I mean, they're essentially next to each other.
Ah, well, that makes things easy. Well, once we get a bit closer, I suppose Juno will have one of her bridge officers ask the Divine Right for docking permissions. We'd like to come aboard.
Yeah. Can get those permissions granted. Will be put into a will be put into the rotation. There are a lot of things. Well, yeah, there are a lot of people in the queue. Essentially, it's a very busy ship.
I'm really tempted to just like throw an influence out, like I'd like to speak to your manager, but
No, no,
no, I will
manager,
behave
no.
myself. If there's a wait, Juno's perfectly happy to take that opportunity to go and say hello to Augie. Go get some hugs.
Yes. Yeah. No particular wait for the Mother of Invention.
I should hope not.
Yeah, I mean it does have a fair bit of activity with you know, supply shuttles and the like, but not so much that can't squeeze you in at like immediately. Is there anything in particular you would like to play out with Augie, or can we just summarize it as happy reunion times?
Yeah, that's fine. Happy reunion, pet doggos. We can deal with important stuff after we've seen the Lady Sector. Augustus does not need to trouble himself with the horrors weighing on Juno's shoulders. She will, however, ask if she can drop something off that get started working on in the laboratorium. A little secret weapon just in case things go badly at the Tau diplomacy meeting later on.
Yep. No problem there. Well, as GM, I must ask, what you're having them work on?
I don't know, really. It's some shit about a drug or something Mayor's work. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's the anti... Shit, what's that stuff called? Polymorphine drug.
Yes. Yep. Can get started on that. No problem. And yeah. Yes, just some time will pass and you will be yeah, you'll be informed that but there is an opening in the Divine Rights docking schedule. Apparently, one of the oxygen shipments has been delayed, so they can just fit in an Inquisitor instead.
That's fine. I don't need oxygen. That's for babies. Yeah.
Wait, do you actually not need oxygen?
Yes, I need oxygen, Snippy. If I die from not having oxygen, I don't know what happens. Probably nothing good. But for routine operation, yes, I'm pretty sure Juno still needs to breathe.
Not much of a saint, are you?
Fucking Celestine still needs to breathe.
My God,
Are you
it
sure?
does?
I don't think I've ever read anything about her working out in the void buck naked like fucking Gulliman.
Oh, the more you know.
Yeah. So, who is being brought to see the Lady Sector?
All the player characters, Augie, Juno will make the offer for Jacques, Renault, Mayor.
Yep.
Cass, obviously.
Sure. Any other empty seats?
I think I'm good.
Oh boy, this is gonna be an awkward talk.
No, it's gonna be great. Unless there's a space wolf there. What if there's not? It's gonna be great.
Oh my God.
If there is a... Oh, right. The most important guest, of course. We gotta bring the doggo.
Yeah, of course, of course. Forgot we also have the dog, we have the lizard.
I mean, yeah, the lizard's in Juno's purse, but the dog is named Grim. If we meet a fucking space wolf, we get to find out if they're gonna be delighted or really insulted that I named my dog after their fucking chapter master.
I assume that
I think they think it would be funny. Space wolves are pretty bro.
I mean, yes and no, and yes and no, and we'll see. We'll see. Because not all space wolves are the same. Some of them are assholes, some of them are gay, some of them are just perks. Who knows? We might
I
be
mean-
lucky in that regard, and we might have the bros over here.
You described humanity. Congratulations.
Yep. And they were created in his image, and his image is humanity. I don't know. I am cautiously optimistic about this meeting.
Yeah, just remember, we're here to embody the part of humanity that aren't a bunch of spurgs. We'll look directly at Narcia.
I love how you phrase that. Okay then. I'm ready. I haven't had one of these meetings in a long time, but I'm ready.
Have you ever met a lady or lord sector before? Have any
Riv
of us?
has. Quick, Merz, have I ever met any such important people while I was with Riv? Was it in the same building, not in the same room, just in the same building? Because then I'll just lie and say yes.
Yeah, you've probably visited the former Lord Sector's palace once or twice.
Oh, Juno.
Maybe even been in the same quarter of a building.
Wow.
Yeah, of course I have. I met with the previous Lord Sector.
Ah, good. Are there any protocols we should be aware of? Esteemed personages aside, General glance towards Mayor and Jocks. I think this is probably the highest ranking person I've met.
That's a good question. Do we just use bureaucracy for this?
That might be a good idea, yeah.
Why, yes, there might be.
Yes, there are protocols and etiquettes that you probably ought to follow, though, based on what Felix said about her, well, she's probably going to be less strict about them than her predecessors.
That's doubly good because I was like halfway towards reaching out to type like, tell me all the things I need to ignore.
Yeah, so all of the you know, you can have a quick briefing on all of the official formalities and ones that she's likely to actually follow. The biggest
Look at that.
takeaway, but is inevitable, is do not expect privacy, like possibly at all. If nothing else, there are going to be bodyguards and some minor functionaries around, but it's quite likely there will be a lot of people.
Excellent.
Aide-de-camps, commissars, representatives of the ecclesiarchy and mechanicum,
Oh, I wonder if there are any Sisters of
locals
Battle
of
on the show.
various sorts.
All right. So how likely am I to get shot and or yelled at if I just try and go for a handshake?
I think maybe we should keep it.
You would be allowed to accept one. It would be improper to initiate.
Don't forget, we might potentially not be very well liked, and while the lady sector might like us, you might have to reject the handshake to save face. Because there are certain imperial factions that do think we are secessionists. Just
All right.
saying.
So skip the handshake and go right to the hug. Gotcha.
Oh my god! I was about to say no hugs either. I was this close. It was in the edge of my fucking tongue, you son of a bitch.
No, sorry. Going directly for the hug.
Jesus Christ, no, stop.
I'm an Inquisitor. I can do whatever I want.
Not entirely wrong, but God.
Look, many Inquisitors use their power for strange and arcane things like building secret laboratories and hijacking Imperial Navy ships and condemning entire planets. Juno's going to use it to get hugs out of people.
You're a monster.
I am.
I dig it. Okay, let's see how this actually plays out.
Yes.
Yeah. Just making sure I have I don't have the complete map ready because I decided to be ambitious. But I have things. Things are, I think, adequate. So yeah. The Divine Right is replete with docking bays, and thanks to some administrative finagling, they've managed to shift they've managed to shift shipments around such that you are actually able to dock in the closest bay to the command centers. This is not the ship's bridge, of course. The Divine Right does have a captain of its own. This is the flag bridge. The Grand Strategium and meeting room from which, well, the entire Gothic sector is run. Will be met.
Sorry.
You will be met by a naval officer and small escort. And, yeah, we'll bring you through to, where the, yeah, to the many, layered entrance of the Strategium. Our shiniest tech boys.
Oh yeah, honor guards. Those are things. Oh, we get the glitch where we can see all the nameplates and health bars ahead of time.
I don't see any of that crap.
Scroll way the fuck up.
Okay. Okay. I was wondering if we were in that room too, and that all I was seeing was darkness.
No, we're at the bottom.
Oh my god, I see everything! Jesus
All
Christ,
the
look at all of
things.
this!
That is a lot of tokens.
My poor laptop cannot handle this, Jesus Christ. It's
You'll
beautiful.
be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. My spidey sense is tingling. I feel the next room might be packed with important people.
Yes. So important, but like 3 of them actually have names. Or, well, I guess 6 of them. Yeah. We'll be able to go through. It is a 3-layer sequential blast door. And to come out the other side, will be greeted by a wall of noise.
Hey,
Yes, several, well, dozens, perhaps even 100 people of various ranks and import are gathering around in discussion, debate, forming all of the roles necessary to keep the sector running. There are a lot more people here than I've put tokens down for. Just wanted to, give a general feel. You can see several large figures. The gigantic cracked form of Magos Edulus. The silhouette of 2 Astartes, one in grey-blue, the other in red and yellow Terminator armor, flames licking around at his eye ports. They appear to be in discussion. And at the back, in a small distance between her and the hubbub, the raised desk for Lady Sector. He has several bodyguards and around her and functionaries, and the room is covered by a quartet of multi-laser turrets, all trained on the door as you come through. There is a hush that falls as you enter. Oh, you are esteemed personages. 'Tis most like that 'tis the appearance of 3 more Astartes that has such effect, especially given that Jacques has made no effort to suppress his flaming radiance.
He's just so gloriously incandescent.
I mean, it is a big dick move to walk in with a Magos, 2 rogue traders, 2 what? 3 Inquisitors? 2 Inquisitors? 2 Inquisitors.
Lord Inquisitor.
An
And a
Inquisitor,
chapter
the Lord
master.
Inquisitor. Yeah. We are rolling up with the entire squad, it's true.
The only people here who are technically not that important is the secretary, the sniper, and the techie. Everyone
Cassie's
else
very
is
important.
Oh please. What are her titles?
You know, even how big is her hat?
How big is her plume?
You know what, you're right. I should have gotten Cass an enormous naval hat and given her some absurd title to introduce her as, but no, I didn't.
Too fucking late now.
That would be retarded.
What the? Imagine
Yes.
the plume. The plume.
I don't think we're going to be impressing the 2 people here who matter with ostentatiousness. Like,
Alright, fuck, I'm
Juno's
getting a
just come
plume for
here
myself
fucking
then.
wearing a nice dress. It's like, whatever.
Oh my god. She's so humble, guys. Look at her. She's just like the normal plebs.
So, does anything happen when this hush falls over the room, or can we just kind of vibe on in?
Can vibe on in.
Juno can't see literally a single fucking soul in here other than, like, no, literally fucking nobody. So she will just give a little bashful smile as the silence begins to reign and ask Augie to please lead her towards the lady sector. Oh god, it's so big in here.
Yes. And yeah. As I said, it is far more crowded than I have tokens for. And filter around at the little display console in the center of the room. You will get happy little beeps of greeting from the Magos and the Fabricator Locum.
She'll beat back and lower her Omnicyan, give it a dip.
The Locum apparently has something to show you after you have made your introductions.
Eloa will give an affirmative ping back.
All right. one of Jacques' paladins will dip off to attend Tilpin.
He also wants to get a headbutt from the wolf.
And who wouldn't at this point?
You draw in all of the functionaries who clear his throat and announce you to the Lady Sector. She looks she doesn't quite look uncomfortable, but she has that distinct look of someone deliberately not looking uncomfortable.
She's desperately trying to hold on her facial features. She tries so hard not to scowl.
That's right.
I know, I do that in the reception all the time sometimes.
Having to hold on your facial features is something most of this party's pretty bad at.
I've got a little good at it.
In my own defense, in Eloa's own defense, she, while her face did get burned off, she was going to replace everything anyways.
Yeah, it was disposable face anyways. Doesn't matter. It's never gonna keep it.
After the functionary has finished with Jacques and Mayor and is about 2/3 way through Juno's titles,
Okay. Juno's just like
But-
clear her throat. Get on with it.
Get out of it.
yeah, he stumbles, clears his throat, clearly goes to start again, and then just catches a glare from the Lady Sector and shuffles away. Forgive my servant. He is deeply nervous, and pray forgive me that dispense with the worst of the formalities. Greetings, Grandmaster, Inquisitors, Magos, and Lord Captain.
Admiral von Meyer, it's so good to finally meet the woman that Cousin Felix has spoken so highly of. And Juno crane her head slightly in this odd direction. And it is an honor to stand before the sons of Russ. Slight bow.
Everyone who is not Juno will see Half-Beard just give a little slightest of nods in acknowledgement. But still, that was a laugh, or at least what passes for one.
He's not drunk yet, so you don't have to dodge a tankard that he threw at you. In a friendly manner, you understand.
Of course.
That'd be the
it's,
best thing that could
common-
possibly happen to Juno. She's fucking dodgy as hell.
Oh, people throwing projectiles at you. Yeah, of course.
Look, if there's something other than Juno's words that will impress somebody, it's how weakly she is.
God. Fair enough. A common greeting, Buckham. I can't.
Yes, Lord Commander is... His praise for you is something to behold as well. You are marrying into... Well, you have... no, actually, that would be the wrong way of phrasing it. You have quite the friends, Inquisitor Dandrick.
That I
Though
do.
I must say, in all of the praise he gave you, I never quite expected what you have managed to accomplish.
When we translated into the system, we did give them the direct update that we just super casually saved another Forge World, right?
No, we haven't said shit. Literally, the only thing we've sent so far is a fucking meme.
I would have sent an update
Okay.
to the Mechanicus fleet as soon as we got I suppose the Mechanicus and the Inquisition.
Oh, they know. That's why you get the friendly beeps instead of glares.
What? I'm friends with these guys.
Yes.
Oh my. So are all of us.
But
I don't know. I don't
Except
trust
this
them.
asshole.
But can you say you're on good terms with this guy?
Which guy?
Ah, sorry, Tilpin. I was memeing.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't trust any of these guys. Especially not Tilpin.
no, apparently Tilp likes you the most, Narcy. You're like his stress ball.
I thought it
I
was
can
Eloa.
tell.
No, Reynolds the one who likes you the most. Reynolds, aka
Tilpin-
Sir, I decide to stay on the ship. Like a smart man.
Tilpin also likes Eloa quite a bit, because, she's effective in ways he approves of, unlike Juno, who is effective in ways he vehemently disapproves of.
I love him too.
Nothing but love.
Anyway. Juno will give a slight smile at that and say, yes, well, desperate times call for desperate measures. Would love to update you on just how things have been, but I think some people's heads would explode.
Yes. They have a habit of doing that. Especially when we were able to verify this ceasefire you have negotiated. She now does actually look uncomfortable. And you can see that her commissar there is seething at just hearing the word.
Juno gives
Cope.
him her most sun puppy of smiles. I'm just can boop.
Does he cope, Merz? Does he cope?
Well, that would have had a negative 10 on it because of commissar talents. But give him a bonus to his do not immediately shoot the heretic roll.
Come on,
I'd like
diplomatic
to see a
incident.
motherfucker try.
Give me diplomatic incident, Merz. We need it.
We're
Is
taking that one.
It's a fucking one. Is that another one?
I think this
Something's
is
not
broken.
right here.
Yeah,
Something is not
I
right
think
here, Merz.
you need to just do a 65.
Please don't just.
I
Oh my
rolled.
God. Merz's rolls are very good tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm slightly afraid.
I mean, I think that was his willpower roll to not shoot me.
Yes.
So
Yeah, but in the
succeeding is
future
good.
that might be. No, but in the future that might be a roll to shoot you. Imagine if it's a 19.
If it's a 19 from a bolus, I'm not very afraid.
Yeah, fair.
Still, he is seething.
Cope. Seethe.
He is.
He is in fact coping and seething. So have a lot of people.
I'm enjoying this way too much. More than it should be.
So what was it that the Lady Admiral said last? I got distracted by coping and seething.
She said when they were able to verify the ceasefire you negotiated, people's heads exploded.
Hopefully not literally. Because that has happened to us quite recently.
The Commissar barks a mirthless laugh. You can just tell. It was literally. It was because of him. He did it to them.
God bless this man.
The Commissar did what?
Blew someone's head off.
Oh.
It's negotiated ceasefire with the Tau. Blam. Okay. What motherfucker wants to negotiate next? I still got like 9 rounds on this thing.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, but yes, that is pushing that problem for the future for now, since this whole Cadia business has started, and worse besides, at least immediately for this sector.
Would you care elaborate, Inquisitor?
Elaborating is the part I meant when with people's heads exploding. I'm sure privacy is a bit much to ask, but might we go somewhere less immensely crowded to debrief? The story will most certainly be worth your time.
I have a private office with me.
Thank you.
Eyes. Commissar and her aide-de-camp accompany her.
Just be dragging at least Augustus along.
It's just gonna.
Alright.
How much of our retinue is allowed to come? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is not a. Again, I just didn't get this fully furnished.
Also can't see anything past this line here.
Huh?
A solid line there. I just go on the other side. Maybe I should
That's
refresh.
weird.
I could see everyone's tokens. Dynamic lighting. Perhaps. Nope, it's still there.
Yeah, I've got it on my end too.
I can't see anything. Like I see names.
Oh, hi, Bob.
And health bars. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're not. We didn't bring your tokens, so that's probably why.
Oh, okay. I mean, what's weird is I still see tokens though.
Yeah, that's just a
Well, not-
Roll20 glitch these days.
Let's
As you do.
see,
All right.
How's this? Oh, now I've got to turn new vision on.
There we go. I can see this again.
Yep. Okay.
Which is
That seems good.
tremendous change of pace for Juno.
I'm fine. All right. See ya.
I was blind, but I can see.
Yeah, let me just grab a Polnareff as well, I guess.
I don't know if you were here for it, but Juno did mention your head exploding trick, at least in passing.
Mine?
And the commissar
Yeah.
informed us that he can do the same trick as well, because it's a commissar.
Yeah, he also has an amazing talent for making people's heads disappear. Shocking. All right. So now we got her alone. We can finally enact our plan to replace the Lady von Meyer with Mayor. Perfect. No, Juno will.
I could actually.
Shush. Whatever you're gonna say, don't.
But it would be so easy to kill her right there.
I mean, yeah, I have a teleporter. Do you have a teleporter?
I don't need a teleport. I'm willing to sacrifice myself for the cause.
What
Give me all your
cause?
meta packs. Give me all your meta packs and throw me a Tilpin. I can take him.
Why? He's on our team.
Good question.
Because she feels like it.
Oh. Also, my health bar seems to be turned off now. Whatever, I guess. I didn't need that anyway.
It's definitely on.
Well, I can't see it.
I can see your health bar.
Fucking weird. Literally does not matter. I know who this is and how much wound she has, so Juno will approach to a respectful distance. Right. So, in short, you're familiar with what happened on Schindelgeist some number in the neighborhood of 5 years ago?
An incursion by Traitor Astartes, I believe.
Correct. That particular study is known as the Dark Marshal, is a powerful sorcerer. It appears he survived being killed and just hopped back to the warp. And if he wasn't already, he's now totally in command of the militant Nox, who are slavishly doing his will. He appears to be connected to, if not in command of, a fellow called the First Serpent, a 10,000-year-old traitor mechanicum warlord who's been prowling the Grail Abyss for, 10,000 years, at least since the Horus Heresy. And together they've enacted a plan to suck the entirety of the Gothic sector into warp, let demons run free, kill us all, sacrifice our souls to the dark gods, etc., etc. So yeah, things are a little grim, but I think we've just barely got them in hand, assuming Inquisitor Eve doesn't die, because he's currently in the process of killing the First Serpent. If he does die, then we're probably bummed, but, well, matter of faith at this point, I suppose.
I doubt. Well, I expect you have known Inquisitor Eve longer than I, but suicidal bravery was not something I would attribute to him. If he is making the attempt, he will have some earnest belief in its possibility.
Yes, I think he has a chance if he plays this smart. What was it, 14-ish frigates against a battleship isn't the worst odds. It's not great, but it could be worse. Of course, that, I suppose, assumes that he gets there in time to stop the First Servant from exterminatusing one of the prison planets. See, if the population of all 3 of the prison planets in the sector is wiped out, this will trigger some sort of soul surge, presumably related to the unfortunate goings-on with all of our astropathic and warp technology. We've lost one of the prison planets already, and last we know of, the Sororitas lost their fleet defending the second. I've left all of Lord Commodore not Spire, Jesus Christ. Eldersborn. Lord Commodore Eldersborn's fleet defending the third and final one, in case Reeve fails. But if that does fail, then yes, it's quite likely we'll be dealing with a unparalleled demon apocalypse across the entire sector.
Ah. And just when things seemed to be in hand. Yes, in the face of that, I suppose I can understand the decision to reduce the priority of the Xeno threat.
Yes, and in the meantime, my thinking has generally been that every Tau that dies fighting the Black Crusade is one less Imperial citizen who must. So if we can just get them to sacrifice themselves in the face of the Crusade, then we don't have to kill them and can just mop up the Crusade. So ultimately, at this point, we have more ships, and we have a plan to maybe take their way of getting more from them, or at least arrest the through flow, but that one's a little riskier.
Yes, this theorized warp gate.
Yes, indeed. There's an artifact of what we believe to be Golden Age of technology sitting out there in the great big abyss. And the Tau were allowed through it by the First Serpent. The whole reason they're here in the sector is to weaken our navy. Again, hence why I decided to flip that on its head and use them to strengthen our defensive position. Just found that to be rather poetic.
I see. While you might have been able to get them to stop fighting us, I must question, Inquisitor, even your ability to have the Tau fight for us.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily be for us, but the Black Crusade is coming here, and between Abaddon's behavior in the last crusade and the fact that all warp communications are at best intermittent and at worst non-existent, and warp travel is severely compromised, and it's only going to get worse. By the way, have your people figured out the scope of what we're dealing with on that front?
It is... The full scope? No. However, it is certainly on a scale beyond the sector cluster.
Right. Storm of the Emperor's Wrath. I'm sure that's familiar to everyone here. We're about to be in the center of a new one, at best. At worst, it's the entire segmentum obscurus. Actually, that's probably not the at worst, but that's the worst we've been able to figure out. And it could last indefinitely. or at least several thousand years.
Also, Savin, correct me if I'm wrong, but we basically convince the Tau that they're backed into a corner, and that's why they have to
Yeah.
fight the Crusade, right? Yeah.
I was getting to that, then Juno realized, oh, she doesn't know how bad this is.
Okay.
So yeah, she's catching her up with that. So yes, in the very near future, it's possible the entire segmentum will be cut off from the entire Imperium. So prioritizing saving our ships, I think, is a must. And also, the Tau aren't really going to have a choice in fighting the Black Crusade. Either they piss off back where they came from and give our worlds back, which is a win for us, or they have to fight Abaddon when he gets here, which is a win for us.
Inquisitor, if I may, what intelligence have you that confirms the Black Crusade coming here?
Well, we got a flash from a Segmentum command, then all of our fleets were redirected, then a giant warp hole toward the sector, destroying our communications, and then a bunch of Chaos Marines, Dark Mechanicum, and their psychotic servants have been going well out of their way to conduct a tremendously stupid plan to sink the entire sector into the warp, creating a gateway for their whole fleet to come through. So, even if they don't succeed on that plan, pretty good chance that Abaddon will be coming here. And frankly, it's pretty likely that the shield fleets aren't going to be able to hold him at Cadia because of the whole, communications thing and warp travel being fucked and getting worse. It is going to get much worse, by the way. So yes, I can't promise you that he's coming here immediately, but it's pretty inevitable from our standing that he or his fleets are going to come here. Also, a Tyranid Hive fleet is headed this way. They're beating Lucius right now. Well, assuming they don't all die there, they'll be heading towards our northern reaches.
We do have a lot of data backed up as evidence, right? Like Eloa has a bunch of stuff in her claptrap, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, you'd made some pretty
Right.
awesome calculations too for how bad this warp phenomenon is going to be.
So while Juno's talking, well, they can't see Eloa's eyes light up from underneath the armor, but she's going to transfer the relevant data to the Lord Admiral.
Yes, even if we are not the primary target, we are likely to have a thrust the arch enemy's forces at us. The shield fleets will have a better chance if we are able to join them.
Yes, and that's another reason I wanted to cease fire with the Tau, to free up our forces. I do need at least Eldersborn's battle group until we've confirmed the first Serpent is dead. Otherwise, then the whole sector goes into the warp. But once that's taken care of, they're free to go as well.
Yeah. Of course, once we have, once the majority of our forces have departed, do you actually believe the Tau will not take advantage of our absence and attempt to install a puppet regime?
Well, they'll continue to rule over the planets they've occupied at present, but I believe the Grand Master and I and our inquisitorial rogue trader fleets can at least keep them from expanding further if they have a mind to it, but at least in my dealings with them, I found the Tau to be reasonable enough when faced with an impending threat. I think they'd rather harden their own positions than waste more resources taking loyalist planets. Once the Black Crusade's over, all bets are off, but if Battlefleet Gothic's not back by then, we're dealing with another problem altogether. It's also one more reason I'd like to get a stranglehold on their ability to reinforce themselves. If we can take that warp gate or somehow gain control of it, which would be ideal, not only would we have a way to continue to interact with the rest of the Imperium at large while we're cut off in the future, assuming no one finds a way to stop this horror from happening, but also, of course, it's going to be difficult for the Tau to use it. They don't really know how it works. It was basically just turned on by the First Serpent as far as we know, and it's maintained by some sort of abominable intelligence. We can destroy that and install our tech priests on there. Well, we have a very powerful tool on our side. And if not, then we blow it up.
It strikes me as remarkably unlikely that you'll be able to preserve friendly terms with the town first after doing that.
Yes, obviously we wouldn't do it right away, just when the tower aren't necessary anymore.
That could be decades.
I really hope not, but it could be. However, the Tau industrial base probably won't be able to cope with the losses they suffer in a Black Crusade such that they can exceed what they lose. At least that's the hope. Because they are going to lose a lot. They have not a lot of experience with this sort of thing. And I'm not particularly keen on explaining in depth what they're about to face. So let them learn with their own casualties.
Or yeah, but basically, Savin, what you're getting across is a blade of armor.
Yes, that is exactly what Juno is saying. They are a blade of armor for us.
Very well. It's reasonable.
Glad you agree.
However, in matters such as this, given the scope of them, I am afraid it is not my decision alone. What you are asking could very, very easily be regarded as heresy.
Yes.
And yes. And while I would not make that accusation myself, see, the commissar very much looks like he wants to make that accusation, but is holding back.
Juno will smile at him again.
In order to avoid that and avoid any potential repercussions of it, no, it's best that we follow protocols. We dot all our I's, cross all our T's. There will still be factions against it. His Lordship Halfbeard is already fomenting one, and there are others with more subtlety than a Space Wolf. But if we can get all of the organs of state in agreement, at least officially, they will then these factions will struggle to actually act against us, Inquisitor.
Well, I have with me one of the most learned bureaucrats in the sector, and you have your staff. I'm sure we can make things happen. I'm afraid I'm a little young and inexperienced to know what this all might entail, but I am ready to do whatever you ask.
I can simply directly command the Navy, but the Ecclesiarchy, your fellow Inquisitors, and the nobility will need to actually convince them.
Well, you may notice this already, but that is sort of my thing. I will manage. Won't be easy, of course, but Juno will sort of run a hand across her sororitas headdress. Miracles are my thing.
Yes. If I believed it impossible, Inquisitor, I would simply allow Commissar Venberg to do as he so clearly wants and shoot you. She smiles slightly as she says that.
I like his enthusiasm, but I don't
Commissar,
think
let's
that
be
would be
honest. Is there
enough.
literally anything I could say, any fact or reason I could give that would ever convince you that this is not an awful idea?
You have said all that can be said, Inquisitor. The merit of an idea has no bearing on whether it is heretical or not.
True, though if you would like, I can supply you with several examples throughout Imperial history, both recent and ancient, of the Most Holy Imperium allying with Xenos temporarily against mutual threats.
It did
I
actually
am
work.
well learned in my histories, Inquisitor.
Hmm.
But a heresy hasn't been committed before does not change that it is a heresy.
Yes, well, the way I've had it explained to me by other Inquisitors is that if the Xeno dies, it doesn't matter if it's an Imperial bolter or a Chaos bolter. It dies all the same, and if a Chaos Marine dies by a Tau railgun or by an Imperial lasgun, it's still a dead Chaos Marine. Either way, the Emperor is served.
There's truth enough in that. However, it is our solemn duty to exterminate the alien as rapidly and as efficiently as possible.
So, Commissar,
Each day they draw breath, they are an affront to his holy will.
if it requires 100 lasgun bolts to defeat an enemy of the Imperium, and yet, once you run out of ammunition, another far greater threat can simply walk past you and begin to mow down the citizens of the Imperium, should you not perhaps save your ammunition for the greater threat? At least until it's dead. Target prioritization is something I should think the Guard and Navy are well equipped for. Obviously, we eliminate all threats, but one at a time. And we can't leave ourselves broken from fighting the Tau just in time for Abaddon to come sodomize us all.
Still, Inquisitor, it is better that citizens of the Imperium die and die pure with his word in their hearts than sully themselves by enabling the sin of alien existence.
And that's why we're going to defeat the Tau eventually.
Yeah. Very well, Inquisitor, but do know that every soul in this sector that dies between now and then, it is you that is condemning them to the fires of eternal torment.
You're debating theology with a sister of battle.
Juno will,
I am well aware.
will just smirk slightly and say, "Then on my head be the consequences, Commissar."
Well, that was surprisingly more civil than expected.
Well, if we start debating theology, we'll be here for hours.
Yes, we will be. So, we're all clear on the plan.
Yeah.
The Tau will act as an ablative shield, at least for the time being. Inquisitor, have you also conveyed our wishes for the warp buoys to be deployed in case the storm does hit?
What do you mean in
I
case
feel-
it's already here? But yes, we have some warp buoys that should help our communication, old relics of the Mechanicum. Need to
And travel.
yes. Need to shake Vindalex and Mazoa down for the rest. We've only got 3, but a bit more than a half dozen, and we should be able to cover most of the sector. Certainly all the important bits.
Yes, our navigators did report that a new light shone in the Imperium.
There's one problem, though, that makes me uncomfortable, that apparently can't be helped no matter how much I've tried to circumvent it. They do require the astropaths to be sacrificed to power them up. The magi of Spandex were eager to furnish their own for the buoy at their world, but I feel it is not my place to make strategic decisions about both these technological resources and where our astropaths are spent, so we'll leave that in your Navy's care. It's all the same to you.
We do not have the spare ancient relics to relieve you of your conscience, Inquisitor.
However, the sector does have psychers to spare.
And it is by his will that light will be brought in the sector once more. But you get caught up on such... I mean, Inquisitor, you get caught up in such minute things sometimes.
Listen,
If we cannot establish safe and stable travel within the various planets under Imperial control, then we'll have far worse things to worry about
You
than a
misunderstand
couple
me,
of sacrifice
Heresy.
psychers.
I have witnessed a single astropath sacrifice save 500 million lives in a day. They may be mutants, but they are a truly valuable resource. One that we may not be able to restock in the near future. So,
Oh, they just pop out naturally.
the Psychers do, but not astropaths, and I'm not sure it's one and the same for this, given it's an astropathic beacon.
Ah, yeah. Fair enough.
If it was, and perhaps it is, I'll interrogate the Magi about that. If it is, then we'll just go shake prisons out for their black ship destinations, and work it out that way. I believe every world in the Imperium is required to furnish up its psychers to the Inquisition when requested.
Indeed. And it has been some years since the black ships last visited.
You know, that is a problem, actually, if we don't get that warp gate sorted out in our favor. We're going to have a lot of psychers piling up.
Our
Well,
aide
that's
de
a problem.
camp will speak up. Inquisitor, Mom, we have already noted a sharp increase in reports of psychers over the past 5 years, a 200% increase.
How about the last 6 months?
50% increase in the last 6 months alone. It does appear to be accelerating.
It's almost like history's repeating itself. Color me surprised.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. We'll sort that out later, though. Right now, let's focus on one problem at a time.
Yes. The most pressing problem, I think, does go by the name of Narcia Halfbeard.
Ah, yes.
Ah,
The
yes.
Space Wolves.
And
Have they been behaving themselves?
How long have they been here? We weren't aware that there was any other Marine contingent heading this way aside from Lord Jacques.
They arrived 2 weeks ago. Apparently, the fighting around Armageddon has died down. The
I didn't know it was
Orc,
possible.
the Orc Warlord has left.
Now that's suspicious.
Indeed. The Black Templars and good Commissar Yarrick are pursuing him. It has freed up the other Marine contingents. The Lord Halfbeard's Demi Company came here to aid us in destroying the town and their allies. Was most displeased when he heard that the Inquisition had ordered us to cease destroying them.
I can imagine.
Yes, well, I'll have a chat with him.
They're taking it surprisingly well, though, I have to say.
Actually, alright. Purely personal note. Juno's gonna, kneel down and give her doggo a ruffle between the ears. Do you think he'll be amused or insulted if I tell him that my dog here is named after their chapter master?
Both.
Excellent. I'll just keep that to myself then.
Professionalism. Professionalism.
What
Aren't you the one who
would
came up with the name?
I don't remember coming up with a name, but then again, my head has been shot so many times, I don't remember most things nowadays.
You should
But
report. You should report to a tech priest then.
I have reported to a tech priest, and the Daedalus has successfully seized. However, being shot with a plasma cannon does tend to leave a mark on your psyche. I'm surprised my brain's as intact as it is.
I must say you're looking quite well for having received a plasma cannon.
Well, the Emperor wills me to continue serving him, and so shall I. The moment he thinks I'm no longer useful, I'm sure I'll perish in the most spectacular fashion.
Also, Ella and I are really good at surgery.
Yeah, also that, they're very good at surgery.
A question, Inquisitor. Among your many talents, how are you at holding liquor?
Unfortunately, at the moment, Juno will put a hand on her stomach. I'm afraid my liquor tolerance is basically 0.
Unfortunate. That will rule out one way in which you might have bonded with Halfbeard.
Indeed.
I mean, I think the only one in the party that could survive drinking Fenrisian ale is Eloa.
Yeah,
I mean,
literally just
Jocks
Eloa.
Jocks would probably just turn into a flamethrower. That's pretty metal.
No, in our group, Space Marines can handle it. Most people can't, but Eloa has gastric bionics, so she can
so does
literally
Capsa.
just drink poison.
Look, Savin, I'm a coke fiend, and even I wouldn't go for Fenrisian ale, okay?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
well, yeah, they specifically can't handle. Yeah, but what I mean is they can drink it without it melting through their intestines.
However, if he wants to do Obscura, he's man.
Isn't it made out of something weird too? Isn't it like moss or some shit?
Probably, who knows? Only one way of finding out. Let's go chug!
yes, I've had a great many reasons lately to lament my sudden inability to liquor up. But the price, I am sure, will be worth it.
Yes. Suppose she gives you a slight smile. Suppose it does rather incentivize you to resolve matters as quickly as you can.
Indeed. Though I am not above getting another sword fight with the Chaos Astartes while gravid, if that's what it takes.
Please don't. Let
The
me get into a sword
commissar,
fight.
the commissar actually looks impressed when you say that.
Yes, well, someone had to send the Dark Marshal packing back to the warp.
Just making us look bad. And we did kind of look bad. I don't remember the rest of the party handling him so well.
As
Now,
I've
to
recalled,
be fair, in reality, Balti fucking just melted Gundam while he was down. But we don't need to go into that.
No,
Juno did have a sword fight with him, and that's what matters.
that's what matters.
we
The
have
importance
hurled
of the Inquisitor.
greater threats than him back into the warp. But
That was
if
the
you
greater
want
demon.
to exchange those stories, I have communion with my kind that I am most eager to commence with.
Yes, I'm sure if we're going to convince Halfbeard of our prowess, bonding over war stories is certainly one tact. Though I
If
am
the,
just a baby myself, I've been through quite a bit.
if there's nothing else, Lord Admiral, Captain Inquisitor,
Of course, give the Magi my regards.
Eloa will give a nod and then move towards the Mechanicum.
Sure.
Because it's been a lot of debating about stuff. Eloa dropped off her stuff. She's not going to be able to convince an admiral any more than Juno can.
Oh,
It's been a long time since I
Juno.
had a meeting in someone else's office. Normally this is where I'd invite you for tea, but
Yes, I do have a. No, my dining room is currently being refitted, but glances at one of the security officers. Summon the tea servitor.
The tea servitor. Oh, I sure hope they're biscuits as well.
A few moments later, will clank in a large servitor. It has just a gigantic kettle fused to its back.
Oh my
And,
god, yes.
One arm has been replaced by an extendable sprout, and spout, even not sprout, and its stomach has been replaced by a little tray and cleaning station that's got several teacups in. It reaches into itself, removes a teacup, pours and presents it to Juno.
Juno will sort of play up, kind of blindly groping for it, securing a hand around it. I hate him. I hate him so much. She will do a sippy.
It tastes pretty good, though until the servitor moves on, there is a slight antiseptic tang to the air. Rather spoils the taste until it's left. Will everyone accept tea from the tea servitor?
You know what? Why the hell not? I've drunk far worse in my days.
It's actually really, really nice tea. Well, I guess Tanner is the 40k appropriate term.
That's
But-
a specific.
Merz,
I think
biscuits.
Tana and Nice are rather antithetical to most people.
Yeah, yeah. It is a very acquired taste.
So is tea, to be fair.
I mean, yeah, but this is like super bitter tea.
You know what? That's fine. I'll bring my own biscuits.
I like how it's also like specific. Like there's other types of tea. It just
Juno
Yeah.
absolutely
Juno
does
has some.
have like a little package of donuts in her satchel, and she will offer one to the lady sector. Fresh baked from the Vigil, of course.
Thank you. A few moments after the tea servitor departs, another trundles in. Its arms have been replaced by trays. In one there is a jug of milk and sugar cubes. The other there are a variety of biscuits and canapes.
Thank you, Merz. Thank you so much.
It's not wine, so the Frenchman hates it.
Is that super
Look,
bitter tea? It's like,
I work at a fucking hotel. The British and their goddamn English breakfast packets. They love that kind of stuff. In fact, I had a customer in the 5-star hotel be like Twinings English breakfast decaffeinated. If I don't get it in my room by 6, I will die. And the manager sent me all the way across the entire village to go to the big supermarket. So I buy specifically Twinings English breakfast decaffeinated for her. The French don't like their tea so much, but goddamn, the Brits need it.
So do I? So do we want to have a Gene time? I think we will.
And then after
Is-
all of this success, Jean
No,
causes-
Gene just needs to bond with this servitor. It's fine.
No,
No,
I'm
then
just
you will have that servitor turn to chaos.
as Gene picks up the milk, like he's gonna like pour it into his tea, instead he just spits it out into the milk jug. Hmm?
Just gonna lean in. It's gonna lean real close. You better fucking swallow. You're fucking kind of you better fucking swallow or I'm gonna stab the shit out of you.
I'm gonna turn my head away. Okay, away. And I'm gonna like let it dribble on the floor, but make it look
Okay.
drinking.
Okay, that's happening now, I guess.
Tasty. Mmm.
Right, I'm just gonna grab Zin and excuse ourselves for a moment.
Yeah, servitor's mouth opens wide. A little
Oh, no, that's-
nozzle appears.
Can I stop the servitor before he does that by shouting binary at him?
I stick my mouth on the nozzle.
No!
Are you sure?
What's coming out of the nozzle?
Nothing yet.
I presume it's just like a little, like a mouth bidet.
And I presume I tried to grapple Polnareff without any degree of success.
Juno's just gonna glance at the lady sector and say, "I'm sorry for my retarded apprentice. He has severe brain damage."
So, Polnareff,
Yeah.
I've got bad news for you.
Uh-huh.
You've just wrapped your mouth around this, so this is going to ignore armor and toughness.
Oh god. Is it a flamethrower? Please tell me it's not a flamethrower.
No, it's acid. It's chlorine. It's a base. It's fucking chlorine. No. Oh no, it is a flavor. Holy shit.
Yeah, it just sprays promethium into your mouth.
No, that's so much
Ah.
worse.
It's spicy.
Gene, are you even up after that?
Yeah, actually I am.
Good.
It's what, 13? Yeah.
Yeah, 13
Oh
raw
my
damage,
fucking
ignoring
God.
armor and toughness.
Yeah, I still got some hit points left.
You hurt me.
I'm not sure how. I guess roll your toughness, because I don't see how you can agility. Oh, actually, no. Roll agility. If you can pull your mouth off in time, you can avoid getting set on internal fire.
Oh my
Okay.
fucking God. This is glorious and
also-
terrible.
External fire, as it will just coat, your front. The internal stuff will burn itself out quite quickly. Yeah. You are able to pull away very quickly. As the servitor just moves its head down to spray flame into the now contaminated milk jug.
Well.
But Lady Sector is just watching this with horrified awe.
Don't worry, I know a way to make this all better. Hey, Polnareff, if you want to do some Obscura. I'm kidding, of course. I'm not giving you Obscura here. But if you're in the bathroom.
It just
Mayor
looks
just
on in awe.
leaves.
Mayor, just every time.
I'm glad he
Every
left
time.
because Juno was literally about to ask, Mayor, could you just beat the shit out of Polnareff?
No, you just hear Mayor laughing his ass off. That's what the willpower was for.
Yeah. Juno's just
Oh, no.
gonna glance back at the paladin and say, good sir, could you remove Polnareff again?
I'm leaving. I'm not. No, I'm not fighting. I'm going away now.
Why have you given yourself your wounds back?
Did I take the full damage again?
Yes.
Oh, so it's
Yes.
back to...
You took the full damage. It's just you don't also have the on fire condition.
okay.
Rob, I can't say there are many people out there who filleted an active flamethrower and lived to tell the tale. This is another nuts for your belt.
What? It's just that Merzendi rolled really low. No? What the fuck?
Flamethrowers do shit damage, man.
That's
They're
it.
really
Okay,
bad.
She filleted it though. Like, I've seen people fillet shotguns, rifles, but never a flamethrower before. That's new for me.
To be fair, I have 5 hit points now.
I'm actually impressed. This is new for me. Flamethrowers.
For a moment, Juno's just gonna look back at everyone. Alright, I'm not sure if I heard that right, but did Ryu's retarded servant just do what I think he did?
Yeah, he didn't like the taste of the tanner, and he decided to rinse it up with a flamethrower, which a bit extreme. A bit extreme. I would just put more sugar in it, personally.
Anyway, you can see
But
why Reeve left him with us. He can literally make people's heads explode by just being incredibly strange at them. It's impressive.
didn't he literally contribute in exercising what? No,
Yeah, no, he made a
two
tech
greater
priest's head
demons.
explode and all the demons
was
that
a
were
demon.
possessing him flooded out.
Yeah, no, that's. He's an anathema, a living, walking, talking anathema.
Quite spilling secrets.
Anyway,
I mean, it's not really a secret. I made a report on it and everything. Like, it's just.
I apologize
Access
for
it.
his behavior. I will have a talk with him later. Yeah, I'm just a little speechless. That happened.
Oh god, you did have everything about that. You just redact everything. I was made aware of that. because I didn't want to read the report afterwards. Just want to file it away and never think about it again. Oh well.
Stop it. You guys
Yep.
are terrible at OPSEC.
I
He
had to do
just has
something
an
to
effect on
save the
people.
situation.
You're correct.
You
I'm
could've-
terrible at OPSEC.
You could have literally said any of the other crazy things that man has done.
You mean making Mayror almost die from talking to him? Or making
Almost.
a Tau diplomat almost die from talking to him? Or
I mean, they would approve of that.
I mean, it's true. The Tau one he would. But yeah. It's just gonna kind of like lean back against Jock and sip her tea like, what the fuck?
Oh, this is so terrible.
Jacques will just very gently pat your head and feel terrible about sharing the same homeworld as that man.
You know, earlier in the campaign, we had a whole talk about, Juno being really against sterilizing half of Leth's population. Now she understands.
know.
She understands what Jock was getting at. She didn't before. She'd only seen the northern half of the continent. The southern half, she had no idea this is what it was like.
Now you know.
Now we know.
It's fine. Now you know.
Excellent warriors, small on brain power. We see why they make good space marines. They're just built different. Literally. How close were they to Algrins? We don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, just one abhuman step removed from Ogren. It's fine.
And ironically, I love everything about this.
Yeah, that was amazing. What the fuck? Well, anyway, if Lady Sector has nothing else for us, I think we'll finish our tea, thank her for her time, and leave.
I think at that point, the Lady Sector isn't going to have anything for anyone for at least an hour.
Yeah, like Juno was about to go like immediately talk to Space and be like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" That's just like, wow, just awestruck. All right, you fucking nerds, let's go back to the other.
Does he take insanity out of that? Please.
He did pass her willpower,
Okay.
and he is technically a mundane horror.
Was the willpower actually for just insanity on the Lady Admiral?
No, it was also her general reaction, but I'm gonna use the pass for not taking insanity.
Merz, he is technically a mundane horror.
I love that phrase.
Bob, I don't know how you managed to make the best character in the game.
I do, because
But
Bob
it's
is
pretty
he's
great.
just that good, guys. It's
Oh
Bob.
my god.
I have no idea where you pulled that out of, but it was great.
I never had any doubt. I knew you could do it, buddy. You just had to get rid of that. You just had to get rid of the witch and embrace your true nature as a Frenchman.
I had to embrace this stupid. I tried playing a smart character and I'm just gonna play a big dummy.
I love you, buddy.
Okay, let's go talk to the NPCs outside. Leave the poor Lady Sector alone to cope with that.
Um,
I mean, if she needs a hug after that, Juno's here for her.
I'm
hold
not
on.
thinking about what I need after that.
Hold on.
Damn.
I'm just gonna fellowship scrutiny. Okay, no idea. I'm just gonna leave.
So, guess while that's happening, we'll cover Eloa first.
Well, that's happening.
Listen, she kind of assumed you guys would just keep talking about going roundabout in philosophical rants, and then having boring flashback conversations. She didn't expect deep throating the Emperor's cleansing flame.
Nobody expects the fucking Gothic Inquisition.
Nobody expects the Gothic Inquisition. Oh my fucking god. He's so right,
Just-
though.
Okay,
I think if anyone had expected it, if anyone had been in even the slightest bit prepared, they could have stopped the worst of it. But no.
I tried, but I was too weak. I knew it was coming. It was like a train. It doesn't matter how quickly you hit the brakes. The train is still going to ram into that wall.
Yeah, there's no brakes on that train.
Yeah, there was no hope. There was I can only imagine how much worse it would have been had you actually tried to grapple me.
I mean, she did.
I
She
could
just
have at
failed
least pulled
miserably.
you away from the flamethrower.
Vad, so what happened was Polnareff succeeded on his saving throw to not burn internally, and just walked out of the room with his mouth only slightly on fire.
So my plan to get the taste of Tana succeeded 100%.
That is true.
You now have the taste of Prometheum, and that is the... In fact, no, you don't have the taste of Prometheum. You now just don't have taste. I am sorry to say, Polnareff's taste buds are just gone now.
Oh,
You want me to start replacing bits of you now?
Yeah,
yes.
I don't think Juno can fix that, even if she was inclined to.
Eloa could, though.
Yeah, I think it has to just be cybernetics at that point.
I am fine with this.
And could be biological replacement.
We could clone your tongue, but actually, no, we can't. Yelav can, because he's the fucking clone boy around here.
You know.
Oh god, I just realized. Oh no. Yelav's been inside of Juno.
What?
She did surgery on her
Oh.
at one time.
Okay.
Gross.
Mm,
Now she feels unclean.
but he's only he's only a super mega Hitler. He's fine. He's lovely once you get to know him.
Look, on the grand scheme of things, he's committed less war crimes than the Emperor, but still.
Yeah.
Be less heretical, you son of a bitch.
Anyway, Eloa.
Yeah, so, over in the Sane People corner, where they chop bits of themselves off and graft on mechanical improvements.
Still say I like the cut of Fabricator Locum Damocles' jib.
Yes. Yes, you can come out and join them once formal greetings have been made. Edulus will say, I trust that matters proceeded well with the Lady Sector. Your Inquisitor friend. Beep boop. Addendum's calendar include past congratulations to Inquisitor Dandrick. Addendum completed. She appeared to have some important matters. Certainly, it is not for everyone that the Lady Sector goes into her private offices.
Alright. I have prepared a data package in the Holy Tongue that uh, explains our new stratagem well enough. And Eloa, once again, eyes will flicker and then transfer a data packet.
You will, as they read it, you will see Fabricator Locum Damocles just visibly deflate slightly, as if you've suddenly stolen one of her favorite pieces of technology.
I don't think I've done that.
Well, your information probably has.
It is not precisely the choice I would have preferred, but in the face of such foes as I have faced since last we've seen, the depredations of the Empyrean are of the highest priority.
On initial summary, I cannot locate any obvious flaws in the logic. However, this is most disappointing. It seems we will not be able to utilize the device.
I think I have an understanding of what you're saying, but I am then glad to inform you that that is not the case. For after after we are done securing ourselves against the next crusade, we will turn our attentions back. After all, the machine is immortal, and we have time.
Affirmative. This is accurate. It will allow further calibration of the material point exception. Query. Have you been informed as to the nature of the material point exception, Majors?
I only know that we were sending ships for it to be tested against. I have been most eager to hear the details.
Prepare to receive data package. Yeah, we'll get a somewhat redacted data package that essentially shows it's a some sort of electromagnetic wave generator that interfaces, well, that affects the molecular structure of the materials Tau armor and weapons are made of. There are some attached video files which purport to show it in use.
Ooh, I want to. Eloa wants to see. She makes happy beeping noises.
Yeah. AR. Well, the first few of them are just nice. You know, they show pieces of equipment. Yeah, one's made from a tau nanocarbon alloy is just melting down into a sort of slag, and then when the MPE is disabled, reforming into jagged crystals, no longer able to actually do anything, and various imperial materials are just not being affected in any way. And then they get a bit graphic, because Mechanicum isn't just going to experiment on materials, especially when it comes to armor. It has to know what happens to the Tau wearing the armor. So, when, a Tau's armor melts down and then reforms into sharp crystals, it tend to be torn to pieces in the process. And a Tau vehicle with crew inside is affected. Well, I don't think I need to give you the grisly details. And similarly, they experiment on humans. Convicts at first, then actual kitted out Skitari and guardsmen. And while... And yeah, there are no adverse effects for normal periods. Guardsman that is strapped to the material point exception generator for an hour, like direct physical contact. Yeah, he does have his bones melt out of him, and eventually all of his organs just liquefy, and he's a little puddle of a man. But anyone who isn't directly next to it for like an extended period, you seem mostly fine. There is only a 5% increased risk of bone disease, internal hemorrhaging, and other assorted causes of horrible, horrible death, as long as you are at least 20 meters away when it is activated for combat periods. No increased risk of cancer, actually.
Ah.
Shocking.
The Mechanicum are very proud of it.
This is indeed some of the singularly most impressive work I have ever seen. Whence we hurl back the next crusade, I humbly request that I be present when live fire testing starts on Tau-occupied worlds.
Affirmative. If such can be arranged, they will be. I myself am here to provide... I was here to initiate testing under the supervision of the Lady Sector and aid to beleaguered Spandex.
Zapandix is just where I came from, right?
Yes.
Unfortunately, the trapolate on that world was uh, uh, sprung and overcome.
Most excellent. Though I did not refer to a particular trap, simply it, even more than Mizoa, has been at the center of many of the Tau attacks. Apparently, they believe it to be the easiest to crack of the Holy Forges.
And with the plan such as it is, it will give uh, it will give us time to fortify, and then when hostilities inevitably resume, counter with devastating effect. I enjoy the mental image. I'm quite glad that uh, I have never thought to undertake the rite of pure thought. The ability to imagine such a thing is uh, great, is greatly satisfactory.
Hey,
Let's see, do I have any interesting information for them? I don't really think so. We mostly just kept coming across demons.
Yeah, we haven't seen any Necrons or cool Heresy lately.
Yeah. I like, you know,
You could tell them all about
this,
Eclectic. I'm sure they'd love to know that.
describing throwing back Archdemon is more of a matter of course and less of an interesting thing for the Mechanicus. But if I found a brand new air fryer, then they'd pay attention.
yeah, this is very true.
Right. Well, Ella will just spend some time in communication with the Admech. Does she notice Polnareff stumbling out, his mouth smoking?
Probably, yeah. She is quite close to the door.
You know what that reminds me? Polnareff, buddy, come here for a bit.
Hold on. Let's let Eloa have the first crack at him once he stumbles out. If she actually wants to do anything.
It's likely going to be one of Eloa's many sensory mechadendrite that pick him up, because she's got optical and aspects, and just kind of stop mid-conversation and physically turn her head, and then is going to send one of her servo skulls over to Polnareff. I am quite certain that I do not understand how this happened, but yeah, uh, I'm just gonna do a scan. It doesn't require like a roll to see what happened to him, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
He appears to have significant internal burns and possibly a mild case of promethium poisoning. Certainly centered around his mouth and gastrointestinal system.
Report to the infirmary, and we can replace your olfactory organs and gastrointestinal system. Narcia, do you want to accompany him?
Bob did step
I
away.
would be delighted to. In binary, I will. Actually, no, you know what? No, I'm gonna save face. I'm not gonna say this here. I will just be delighted to help my dear friend Polnareff get the medical attention he so desperately needs. Come on, let's go. We're going.
I'm like half
If-
sure Narci's about to kill Polnareff.
I'm not about to kill him. Don't worry
Servitorize
about
him?
it. I was the one who recruited him, and I will make sure that his demise will only happen at the hands of the enemy. I will take him, I will give him medical attention with my own Mediguerre roll, and use him as an excuse to vacate this room because Tilpin is in it. If anything, Polnareff is doing me a massive favor with his existence.
It should be routine.
I'm gonna have a shitload of bonuses for being in the medical bay.
Eloa will turn her attention back to the Magi. That man is the singular most confusing, the single most confusing bag of meat I have ever encountered.
Edulus will reply. Evidently. However, it is apparent he possesses remarkable intestinal fortitude. You should encourage him to reproduce. The ranks of the Imperial Guard will be benefited by those such as him.
Yes, they just joins the Imperial Guard and he joins information warfare, and all they do is just give a bunch of fucking Polnareff clones and kids microphones to just talk at the enemy.
Oh my god! You're gonna create a second warp storm on top of this fucking planet. Which might be desirable.
What happened?
You're getting
The-
escorted to the med deck by Narci,
Hey,
which
look, buddy. I'll tell you in French, we're going to the infirmary to do a bunch of drugs. Fuck these losers. We ballin'.
What part did you drop off on, Bob?
Like I when I tested BRB, like I had to go.
Bob.
before
with
you
all
said
the-
anything to him.
Yeah. So before I said anything, anyone said anyone to me. Yeah.
Oh, Eloa sent Servo Skull over to you. She noticed you coming in, sent one of her Servo Skulls and talked through it, telling you to report to the infirmary so she can because your intestines and tongue have been irreparably damaged, so they need to be replaced. And then she turned to the members of the Mechanicum and said that you were the singular most strange meatbag she's ever encountered, and Edulus suggested that Eloa encourage you to reproduce for your incredible intestinal fortitude.
And
Because
then,
because you'd be useful. It'd be useful for the guard, and then we were all realized that you, clones of you, and children of you could just be used as psyops, like in World War II, where they just yell at each other through microphones.
and then I had this wonderful idea to give you Obscura. I haven't
yeah.
given you any, but if you see the whispers on roll 20,
I did. I don't know how to whisper back.
Slash
W.
W space and then
Yeah. But Narcy didn't show up.
Vigil is her
Yeah,
name right now
yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah, it has to be the name on our little plates over here.
Okay. That's why I always mess up at. so sorry, I ruined the fun time, but
Oh no, you didn't ruin anything. I love you, buddy.
We
Pick your poison.
Bye, Jacques.
Fucking Narcia opens up her coat. What are you buying?
Why you buying?
Not sure if it's better or worse for me that Jacques is not coming over to help talk to the Marines.
oh man, my toughness is only 45. That's what I meant to keep buffing. Oh well.
Hey, you want to do spook?
No, that's the
Oh
one
God!
that's the one that turns me into a psyker, right?
Yes.
No. I've had fun.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. No spook. What about Amasek?
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
You can't have Amasek.
Mhm. What is
Your throat is burned. But
Oh.
after we're done treating that, before we're done treating that, Obscura. Actually, no, I cannot turn you into a drag addict. That'll make everything worse. Okay, no. First, Rob, buddy. First of all, let's start medicating you, and then we'll go into the drug trip. So, first of all, lie down on the table, bend over, and cough. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that was a 1. Jesus fucking Christ. So, Merz,
Yeah.
I heal this man real good, don't I? Like, real.
About as well as you just straight up could.
I perform. No, it's not that I perform a medical miracle. It's that reality bends and twists around to heal this man's tortured intergastrointestinal fucking system in such a way that I just know in my heart this man will recover. There's nothing I can throw at him that would deter his body from natural recovering all this promethium damage. Almost as if it's the Emperor's will itself mending him back together.
Yeah. And as well, I guess I don't have to try to work out what the effects of him ingesting it is, because yeah, you can just fix him up physically and fix his promethium poisoning.
Does he still
See?
need replacement parts?
If he wants to ever get rid of the taste of burnt flesh, yes.
You know what? That's what detox is for, Mars. And it is also technically a drug, so our drug fun times will be vomiting our guts out with detox. But first, I'm gonna jam us both with Obscura, and then we're gonna detox.
Oh Christ!
Hell yeah! You up for this, Bob?
Yes.
So 1d10 hours. Okay. So basically, it's like being
25 hours first.
Hold on. What do we do for drugs? Addiction is a routine willpower test. Okay.
Oh God.
Come on, Sonny, you want to live forever? You can back out now if you want to be a bitch.
Nah.
Hell yeah, we're doing Obscura, Mars.
What's the negative? Or what would be
I don't worry about it. It's just like we can hit by hallucinogen grenade if we get in combat.
Okay.
Or that you're just dozed the fuck out because it's basically opioids, man. We're basically doing opium. Imagine you had a slight ibuprofen fucking overdose. You're just buzzing. You can feel your head, and that's about it. And your head feels great.
Huh. Oh.
Oh, I
no.
get a pretty good buzz out of this. Lasted for a while. But let's see how long will my deep depression last afterwards. Wow, Merz, I am the best drug user in this entire fucking ship. Now roll the d10 to see how long you're gonna enter a deep depression after the drug wears off in 1.5 hours.
No, that. Oh, is that really what?
Oh no, that is your depression. Nice.
No?
No, that's the
It's
first
No,
one.
1d10. Oh no, wait, no, that is your buzz. You're fucked.
Aw.
Yeah, so
Roll one.
All right.
Roll a
Buzz.
1d10.
Oh no, he gets the opposite.
Oh Jesus! Oh no, that's not good.
That is horrible.
7 hours just terminally depressed Polnareff.
Oh no, he's entered his depressive French phase. Give him a low stick and a bottle of wine.
And detox, because don't forget, the moment you start not feeling it, come over to the toilet and see how many 1d10 minutes you spend vomiting.
You know, I'm glad the med bay is on August's ship and not mine.
yeah.
You want to go through the 7 hours of being depressed, or do you want to also do more drugs? Oh my god. Okay, so I'm just going to be holding your head over the toilet.
Oh, okay.
It is 1d10 minus toughness bonus.
Oh,
Oh, you don't even feel it if that's the case. Where's your toughness?
yeah, 45. So,
But
yeah,
yeah, no ill effects.
no, I didn't.
Hell the fuck yeah, we should do drugs more often. High five, buddy. So yeah, that's what we'd basically do for the entirety of the session.
Christ.
Remember, winners don't do drugs.
I noticed.
I feel like it could have contributed way more to the session, but you know what? We ballin'.
Yeah, I mean, we are gonna go talk to a Space Marine. That's
Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere next to the Space Marine. Having me and Baltus in the same room as
Yeah, I don't
them
want
is only...
fucking Gene in there.
Yep.
Good God. Actually, maybe that would be a good thing if he kills fucking Mori here by talking at him. That solves a lot of problems.
No, that just means the Space Wolves open fire on the fleet.
Yes,
I mean,
please.
yeah, but we can take a demi company pretty easy.
Oh, man. I could just.
Oh,
But the problem is that.
all right. I have to
Oh, man.
piss
Look,
real quick.
maybe
Be back in a
maybe I
minute.
can impress the Space Wolves with my amazing cooking skills.
Oh, that's what you need to do. You need to give Polnareff a pie.
Wait, what kind of pie are we talking about? Ah, yes, pie. Normal pie, yes. Yes, a pie. I can do pies. I should make a pie while I'm dragged down in Obscura. I'm gonna make a pie while I'm dragged down in Obscura.
Alright, given how Narcia's pies work, I'm going to ask you to roll a d10.
I think that's a success. I think that's a resounding success.
No. Pie-making efforts falter as you engage in a small war against a legion of bugs that are crawling all over you, eating your flesh.
Oh my god. That's terrible. I'm gonna stab myself. And by myself, I mean, of course, I'm gonna stab the bugs. Take that, bugs. I don't even penetrate my armor.
The character drops to the floor, flailing and screaming as he tries to shake off imaginary insects devouring his skin and flesh. Character gains the prone and stunned conditions.
I'm gonna be making a pie out of these bastards after I kill every single last one of them. I get them off me. So what are you guys doing with your time?
All right. So wait. We get to roll for hallucinogens.
I am.
Yes.
All right.
As it does say, if you engage in, combat or, in this case,
Christ,
similar
what did I come back
strenuous
to?
activities, you suffer. Just roll on the hallucination table to determine how.
Just enjoy your buzz. There's no need.
I want to see if I can see the bugs that help you out.
No.
Oh
Narci's poisoned you.
no! All right.
The character is overcome with paranoia, believing even his own comrades are out to get him.
And that's justified at this point.
So never mind Polnareff detoxing, because he's instead going to spend the next 2 hours hiding from everyone.
That's the
Juno.
best thing that could possibly have happened.
Juno,
I love this
can we
game.
get this every time? This is great.
Yeah, but first of all, I think we should let Juno talk with the Space Marines, then we can do more drugs. Oh shit!
Juno's level of
Merz, can we
disappointment
also
in you
bring
is
some
unreal.
guardsmen to do drugs with us? That's for next time. Next time we should also get some guardsmen.
You can find some naval ratings. My guardsmen are off limits. Actually,
Okay, fuck,
or
I'll just use
normal
the
Imperial
menials.
guardsmen, sure, just leave my house troops alone.
Okay.
Juno will actually fucking airlock you if you drug her house troops.
Fair enough. Good to know. So fuck to you, Savin.
I'm
You didn't see any of this.
No, I didn't. Juno's transcended past being mad at Jean and just kind of impressed. She has achieved Zen again.
See? That's the power of drugs.
Okay. This is fine.
I-
Everything's fine.
as you approach, Halfbeard and Tilpin are deep in discussion about the best method to crush an Eldar's skull with one hand.
Oh, hold on. Juno, Mediguerre, I have forbidden lore Eldar. Can I answer this question for them? Oh, I fucking can.
Yeah. In general, Tilpin In general, Tilpin is correct. However, Halfbeard, if he has his lightning claws on, his way would work about as well. There are many different ways to crack an egg.
Yes, but
And,
what is the single most efficient way to crack an egg? What is the ultimate crack method?
Yeah, I think with 9 degrees of success, you can. You. Sorry, sneezing.
It's fine.
You can come up with. You can work out the best mechanism to do it as efficiently as possible.
All right.
Draws on elements of both of their techniques.
Whatever that is, Juno will just helpfully chime in with that as she walks up to the pair of them.
There's a pause. Tilpin's helm tilts slightly. And then Halfbeard takes a step back, turns. Ugh. Well, I suppose that would work. For a yellow belly, you know your way around a body.
Surgeons do make the best vivisectionists, after all.
She had lots of training on
If
graves.
I can put someone back together, I can also take them apart. I'm Juno. A pleasure to meet you, my lord. Juno will extend a little hand.
Company champion Nuri Halfbeard. I'd say it's a pleasure as well. But they tell me I shouldn't lie to doctors.
It is bad for your long-term health.
So, I hear you're the one. He's behind us, not killing the blueskins.
That's right. An execution deferred. For now.
That's not proper, you know.
No, it's not, but the circumstances dictate we make the Xenos die for us rather than on our blades. Eventually, Abaddon will perhaps run out of bolter shells before he runs out of Tau bodies. And if not, well, fewer Imperials for him to bolt down.
Mm. Psst. But tell me, girl. How much do you know about the archenemy and their ways?
Far more than I'd like to, truth be told. I've had my run-ins with a traitor sorcerer, and recently my companions and I banished back a greater demon on Hellworld. Appropriate name, now that I think about it. And we've had plenty of run-ins with the Nox and their little summonlings. Too many for my liking, but it's given me a basis to work with.
That makes us even more surprising, girl. You should know. The archenemy feeds on killing.
Yes, they do. The Taos have weak souls. It's like feeding them watered-down porridge. If they must kill, and kill they will, inevitably, no matter how excellent our strategy or stalwart our warriors, many will fall in war. Well, if we make the Tau fall in our stead, then the enemy is worse served. They practically have no souls at all, those Tau.
Except one imperial soul, clad in faith, that goes as far as 10 of the blueskins. Not just in the archenemy's rights, but more so in fighting back. These little godless hopeless, Xeno. You don't know how to fight. They're just going to get themselves killed in great number. Stupidly. And they'll make the archenemy stronger for when it's our turn.
Well, 2 points to that. The first, the Tau fight with fewer soldiers than we do. If they lose a ship, they lose a couple thousand men on a cruiser. We would lose 90. And to the second point, well, we'll be fighting the archenemy at the same time. As much as I'd like to feed the Tau to them wholesale, the archenemy won't make that easy for us, so we'll defeat them like a pincer attack, and then, be that the will of the Lady Scepter, and if there are any Tau left, we punch through, take out the other claw. Won't be easy, but the sector will be purged before this darkness enshrouding it be lifted.
Even if they fight with fewer of them, they still don't fight near as well. They don't have the armor of contempt, but guards humanity.
Quite right. And with any luck, the Tau will be so weakened at the end of this conflict that mopping them up will be easy, especially once we take control of their means of getting in more reinforcements to the sector.
I still think, it's not just how much they'll be weakened, but in weakening them, we strengthen the enemy. So much so. But it'll be better if we don't have the blue skins around at all.
Well, about that, I could say some things to that point, but those are better set away from prying ears, if you'd permit me. Matters of security.
Very well. I'll hear you out.
My thanks, Lord. And Juno will extend her hand to, if willing, guide her along after him.
He will actually just scoop Juno up into a fireman carry.
Oh.
And, ramp off. Augie will follow, making slight protests, but he is resoundingly ignored.
I'm carried
just-
off by the great Fenrisian barbarian to ignoble fate.
It's going to borrow one of the Lady Sector's spare rooms.
I don't know. I almost feel like it's a shame we ran after the drugs. We could have ruined it in so many ways.
Yeah.
And yeah, time to divulge to him that he's correct. The enemy is indeed literally feeding on all the poor souls that are dying around the sector, and we've been trying to stop them, which incidentally is why we've been countermanding inquisitorial orders and trying to get everyone to stop fighting, because, we're about to lose the entire sector sucked into the warp.
Oh yeah, we have been executing planets en masse. Huh.
Yeah, we should not do that. Juno
Ye-
will lore dump the operation onto him and explain that, well, yes, the enemy does grow stronger in general. The specific way that they've been trying to grow stronger by feeding on our souls is no longer a threat. Or at least it shouldn't be if we succeed, and if not, then we'll all die very soon, so I suppose it doesn't really matter.
As you come to the end of it, we'll send you down at some point.
Okay, I was about to ask. I mean, Juno's perfectly content having this whole conversation cradled by his space friend.
This guy's
I-
very nice. Suspiciously nice.
Space Wolves are bros.
Yeah. As you come to the end of that explanation, he will make some sort of sign of like abjuring against evil, like warding off the evil eye sort of thing. And say something you don't understand, but by the sounds of it, is some sort of Fenrisian expletive.
And he'll just nod sagely. Yeah. Could I perhaps make a charm roll at this fella to get him to kind of understand where I'm coming from and all this shit? I've explained the
Yes.
plan.
You guys are on the same page. Minimize human casualties. Ah, yes. Minimize human casualties.
Let's see. I don't-
Look at what look at all these retards are doing to our sector.
I mean,
Look at all this infighting we have actively stopped.
if this guy
Stop
gives
looking
Juno
at
a
it,
fucking
serious.
chance to pop off. Politics, oh boy.
Yeah.
It's nice that you get to talk with warriors and not politicians.
It is. I'm glad I don't have to deal with politicians. Glances at other half of the room.
Yeah. Well, the All-Father was smiling the day he made you a girl. This is a right fuck.
Yes. Yes, it is. I understand and don't blame you if you don't like the solution I've come up with. It's not the most honorable or direct one, but I'm just trying to keep this sector alive as long as I can, and it's not easy at the moment.
Hey. Hey. So, we're gonna need to do something about this. And there's a problem in that. Is Militum Nox. They're a good chunk behind us by the sound of it. But how count them as allies?
Untrustworthy
With me.
allies. and I've had already great success turning them against each other. If you haven't heard of the Battle of Bane Moor, that was a spectacle. Took out pretty much an entire Tau and Nox fleet with just a Q ship. Just played them against each
Jesus
other like a fiddle.
Christ.
Hmm. Well, he can do that on a bigger scale. That'll go a long way toward helping.
Indeed. Getting rid of the Nox is pretty much my next goal. I have a distinct and oppressive feeling that if we don't, they're going to show up to this summit coming up and trying their best at killing all of us. So, best to make the Tau clean up their own mess, I say. Although, if we get the chance to bring a few of them to Imperial justice and reconquer their ships, even better. Emperor knows we'll need them.
Hey. What's your plan, then? How are you gonna deal with them?
Well, I have an in to Tau High Command in the sector, and I've got a great deal of pretty much at this point undeniable evidence that the Militant Nox are behind everything. I have the receipts to back up everything I've told you. So, if the Tau want to hold on to these worlds they've conquered temporarily from us, they're going to have to get rid of the Nox. Otherwise, they'll be shot in the back, and they know it. It won't be easy to make them burn an alliance, but if we make the Imperium seem like a much, much stronger ally than these pathetic Noxmen, they'll go for that. They're pragmatic that way.
Oh. Donuts. Like it might just work. You can do that. Then you'll have my sport on. Putting the blue skin cull off for a little while longer.
Thank you, my lord. I truly appreciate that. All of us working together, I think we really do have a shot at sending Abaddon running back to his little tear in reality with his tail between his legs. Just like the last time. Warp storms be damned.
I'll tell you, girl. If you think I've been stubborn about this, was your folk that worship Wallfather, you're gonna have a time and a half dealing with them.
Yes, I suspect as much, but luckily I do at least have a foot in the door. Juno will tap her sororitas headdress.
Ye- Expect. I won't. I'll be I'll be expecting something different than you. 'Cause of that.
Did he say someone or something?
Something.
Something. Yes. Well. I can be full of the Emperor's righteous fire when I want to be. Subtlety works on some, and for others they need a bombast. Roaring down from the pulpit that how we'll smite all the enemies in one great maneuver, and the nobles will demand to know how I'm saving all their precious worlds from bombardment by the Xenos and from worker uprising. I'll make it work. Always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he has nothing else, that seems like an ideal time for Juno to make her pleasantries and go do that. Then, truly, getting the lady sector, the Inquisitors, the Space Marines on board, that was easy. Now I gotta deal with these fuckers.
Politicians and zealots.
I could
Yeah.
Our
separate
fucking
them.
favorite.
Well, I think that will be a next session thing. I want to
No.
have at least one named priest for this, and it just was not a priority. Making sure things with the Lady Sector and the Space Wolves were ready came first.
Understandable.
I am also emotionally bruised and tired. Next week I won't be so tired.
I regret having done all these drugs.
No, you don't, you piss baby.
How could you tell? How could you tell I was lying?
Because you're you. By the way, do you know who this
Son of a
is
bitch.
that Mayor is talking to? This Tamias fellow?
You may have heard of him. Aurelius, head of the Orate cartel.
Yes. Yes, that makes sense. Okay,
It's that
look, it's
guy.
your old boss.
Hey, look, Casa.
Why does he
You-
look like he's got a Necron living? Jesus Christ, he has a Necron inside him.
He doesn't. He's just got some very stylized
There's a fucking
ornaments.
scarab drone on his tie. You don't fool me, you fucking destroyer virus infected motherfucker.
Yeah, sure.
Would he really be
Fine.
that obvious about it?
Yes.
Why did
Yes.
The fact that he's being this
Fair
subtle
enough.
is shocking.
You know what? Fair enough. We're not particularly subtle either.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I could have walked in here with my fucking wings out, and I don't think I got any more of a "oh fuck" reaction.
Hey Merzendi? That question I asked in the thingy before we end.
Yeah. Damocles will inform you that they have been cleared for general dispersal, and that anyone who has the clearance to be in here has the clearance to view them.
All right. Eloa is going to pack them up into a nice file, put her personal Magos stamp on it, and send it to Tilpin.
Everyone just hears Tilpin's codpiece denting.
Yeah, you will get a response from Tilpin that he has already seen them, but he appreciates you thinking of him.
That's the nicest thing he's ever said.
Yeah, I mean, you sent him something he just does really like. But
It's
yeah,
like you pinged him in the channel for a picture that he's seen in 2 other channels, but he still
Oh,
likes it the
no.
3rd time.
Oh no, the Savin experience.
It really is. All
so
right,
let's do XP.
XP.
I think you did explore a new and interesting location.
It is, yes.
Did you uncover a new truth about the Gothic sector?
We finally got to see the weapon that Vindelex's crew was working on.
Yes. Did you develop a relationship with an important NPC? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
A couple of them.
I like to say I'm expression.
You certainly discovered a new page in a PC story. Good God.
What PC? What page? What?
The Gene experience never ends.
Also, do love, but like, nozzle extends from servitor's mouth.
Better fucking fillet it.
Yeah,
Just
like
deep.
I thought it was a mouth bidet. Like, oh, it's gonna squirt something like
A
mouthwash.
mouth bidet.
Juno is
kinda
fucking
thought,
impressed with your technique, sir.
I thought it was going to be I honestly thought it was going to be a pressure wash thing, and you just blow
Yeah.
his teeth out of his skull.
That's what I was expecting too.
I thought it was gonna be a low grade pressure washer. Is what I thought it was.
Yep.
My description, yeah.
This is the Imperium of Man. If they're going to
a
do
flamer is a low grade
sanitation,
pressure washer. You're right.
Well, it was. That's a strong wash, let me tell you.
and yes, you advance your investigations, so that's 500 XP.
Woohoo!
Oh my fucking god, that was wonderful.
That did happen.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Lord.
I feel bad that this just keeps happening. I just wanted to spit it out and then make a gag.
Look, Gene's idea of a gag is putting 2 people in the hospital.
Hey, Jin, it's fine. Let's both become chemists and start making drugs.
To be fair, Bob, none of the rest of us feel bad that this keeps happening.
Yeah, like, I Savin think that's fucking hilarious. Juno's hopping mad, but that's okay. Oh, good God.
Hey, Bob, are you familiar with MK Ultra?
Yeah.
That's what basically Narcia is about to do. Don't worry about it, though.
I mean,
You're gonna turn Gene into a man who stares at goats.
I'm pretty close to that already, to be fair.
No, I'm just gonna keep dosing with LSD until his brain burns out.
Are you gonna
To
make
see
him
if it makes
masturbate a
him
dolphin?
stronger. You know what? If we had one, probably.
I can probably
You
get
have
it.
many lizards.
I mean, yeah, they're the dolphins of the land, as we all know.
See, if I didn't have knowledge of the various chaos gods, as I do, probably. I don't know. I don't want to accidentally summon any demonettes. I only want to summon demonettes on purpose. So I'm holding off on that. Actually, Merz, do I know how to summon demonettes?
Let's see, do you have Forbidden Law Demonology?
No.
I do.
Then no.
Okay, Savin, when it summons some demonettes.
I mean, we could. I have what I am at this point pretty sure is an anatheme, so probably
We
do a
have
pretty good job.
multiple ones.
I don't think that's true.
Juno definitely has one. It may not be, the official anatheme of the sort that you stab into a Primarch and they turn evil, but in the general sense, it's an anatheme.
It's one where I can stab it into the wall and tear open a hole to the warp and then GTFO. Then summon a demon
Yeah.
in my face. Out of curiosity,
I like this.
would Peer Adeptus Sororitas kind of double as Ghetto Peer Ecclesiarchy?
I'd let you have like a +5 instead of a +10.
Fair enough. Any bonus helps.
Yes.
Well, I'll find more new and exciting Peer talents to take later. In the meantime, if you're watching the stream or YouTube, thank you for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow for Savin. Until then, adios, and do take care.
Bye stream,
Good
bye
night.
YouTube.